Hey, I'm Mike Smith. I'm one of the co-founders of Number 22. We're here at the MADE Bike Show in Portland. And I think one of the things we're most excited to talk about today is we're showing a new version of our Reactor Aero model. So the Reactor Aero is a bike we've been working on for a few years. It is intended to be the most aerodynamic titanium bike that has ever been developed. This is the latest version of what has been a series of prototypes. Last year we showed a much earlier prototype at the show. This bike is an awful lot closer to production. What's really exciting about it is the frame is fully 3D printed out of titanium. And we 3D print this in a series of sub-assemblies, which we weld in-house in Johnstown, New York. And it comes together into the bike that we see here. This is getting really close to what we expect is going to be the final production version of this bike. We've done a lot of refinement over the years, both aerodynamically to make sure that we're complying with UCI's current regulations, and to make the bike feel and look and perform the way that a top-tier road race performance bike is going to be. We've got some special touches on this, such as a fairing on the fork, a heavily sculpted down tube, really narrow head tube, and a fully integrated handlebar and titanium stem. We're really excited about that system. It's a beautiful piece. There's no exposed hardware on it whatsoever, so it's very slippery in the wind. It's beautiful, and yeah, it's got all the structure and internal supports that you need to run your brake hoses conveniently. This is a sample we've got of our new fully integrated stem that we're showing on the Reactor Aero. And one of the exciting things about this is that it's designed to work with our own handlebar and obviously our own frame with fully internal cable routing. We wanted to have a design that fully concealed all hardware and all cables, and that's what we've come up with. So the way that it works is on the underside, there's a single retaining bolt, and that bolt comes out, and the top is a clamshell. And so this is fully CNC'd. This example is out of aluminum, the production version, and the version on the bike behind us is titanium. So we've designed cable ports, so the cables run really nicely without sharp bends from the handlebars through dedicated ports in the machine surface and then down channels in the center of the stem. We've got adjustments for compression on the steer tube, as well as your preload for your headset. They're all typical adjustments, so you just need an Allen bolt from the top for those, and to get to them, you just have to take off this handy cover. The next bike we've got here is our recently updated Drifter. We just launched this at Unbound in June of this year, and it's been really, really well received. This bike has had a huge revamp to meet the needs of current gravel racing. The biggest and obvious, most apparent feature of this is that it fits an enormous tire. It's got tire clearance for up to a 56 millimeter tire, and that's with 5 millimeters of clearance all around. Fits a great big chainring. The geometry is designed around a fork that we just developed for this bike as well, which is a suspension corrected gravel fork. So we're seeing suspension gravel forks be a lot more common, especially in rougher, longer gravel races. And so we wanted to give the option for customers of switching to a suspension fork or building with a carbon fork to make sure that we've got the right bike for the right courses. This bike in our high polish finish is our Drifter Adventure model. And so this is a also recently updated version of the Drifter that's designed more to be a bike packing model. It still fits a significantly larger tire than before. This, I think, is still going to fit up to a 54 millimeter tire. But it's got slightly more stable geometry. It's going to be a bit happier when carrying a load. Comes with all the accessory mounts that you're going to need on the fork, on the frame. We'll do optional inside the front triangle bosses for an inside the front triangle frame bag. It's got internal dyno routing on the fork. And yeah, handling that's just a nice balance of, it's not a slow and pokey bike. It's still a bike that's a lot of fun to ride aggressively when it's not fully loaded, but it's got just enough stability that you're not going to be getting head shake and not fun handling behavior when you've got some bike packing gear on it. And then the last bike that we've got is our Drifter X. And so this is, I think this has basically become our all-road bike. So this is a bike that is designed for the rider that's going to be splitting their time a lot more between road and some lighter, faster gravel. It'll fit up to a 42 millimeter tire. Right now we've got it running 35s and a set of our titanium fenders. The nice thing is when we design the bike around a slightly smaller tire than our other gravel bikes is we can make the handling a lot sweeter on smoother surfaces. So it's going to be a lot more responsive. It's lower in the front end. It turns in more sharply. It's got a shorter rear end. It fits nicely with a 2x drivetrain. So this is the bike that's a little bit more for the person who wants, maybe the super commuter, maybe the bike that they're going to do the occasional gravel race on, but also go mix it up on group road rides.
Website?
Our website is 22bicycles.com. And thanks so much for your time.